Hello again, YouTube. This is the Buffalo Pile. Sitting here on the porch. It's Sunday evening. I just got out of the shower. Been a long weekend. We got some work done around the house, mostly just cleaning up this weekend. I did get a segment shot for later in the week, but anyway, I'm just sitting out here this evening, enjoying me a cup of coffee. And I just wanted to visit a little bit today. Been doing this YouTube deal for 3 weeks now. I've posted up videos on Mondays and Thursdays for the last 3 weeks, and well, tonight we're going to do a little update on a couple of the projects, and we're going to take a tour of our garden, talk a little bit about it, and then we're going to but the main thing I want to do tonight is I want to thank you. In 3 weeks I've already got over 30 followers. This morning I checked, I had 31 followers on the Buffalo Piles channel. That's phenomenal for me. I just never imagined that many people would be interested in subscribing and watching me that much. And, well, I wanted to share, I got one special viewer that watches me pretty regularly, and I wanted to share a little bit about him. We call him Bubs. He's my great nephew, and you'll see a picture here of him watching the Buffalo Pile on the TV. He sits on the couch and watches me, and he sits in his mama's lap and watches me, and well, he's my biggest fan, or my biggest little fan, so I really appreciate him. So thanks for watching, Bubs. Anyway, if you know some other people that might enjoy my channel, share my link. I'm good with you sharing on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, or whatever social media you got. If you want to share, be glad to share. I'm working on a dedicated Facebook page for the Buffalo Pile. I'm also working on getting an Instagram account, and shoot, I've even looked at a TikTok account and a Twitter account. So, you may see me some other places too, and if you do, give me a follow over there too. You never know, I might say something that you'd enjoy. Anyway, like I said, my big deal today is to just say thank you. The last 3 weeks hadn't exactly been the easiest 3 weeks in the history of the world, and not even in the history of 2020, which that's saying something, because 2020 has been kind of a roller coaster ride so far, and we're all interested in what's around the next turn. So, I'm not looking to get political or nothing, but I do appreciate you taking time to take a look at my channel and see what I got going on. Maybe you've learned something. If you hadn't, stick around. Maybe I'll find something that you're interested in and teach you. Thursday's video is going to be a whang danger. I'll just give you a little preview. There's definitely a learning curve. Just because I've watched some videos and looked at some stuff don't mean I know how to do everything. And so Thursday's video will be kind of comical with that, because I'm trying to learn something completely new, and still haven't mastered it. You'll hear about plenty of mishaps with that. But anyway, I do appreciate you coming. We've had the lighting project on the house, and I'll include some pictures there. And Miss Pookie's even put in some lit bugs around on some of her planting and stuff around. I'll be sure and get a picture of that to share with you. But we're still enjoying the lights. We haven't added any more to the house yet, but well, Princess Pookie was talking to me about it just this morning. She's looking at them lights going, now if we put them here, so that project's probably coming up pretty quick. But anyway, we did enjoy the lighting project, and we are enjoying the lights out around the house at night, and they do still light up nice, and that's a good thing. And we got the garden going good. I didn't really show the garden when we started. I kind of started this after we got the garden started, but I'll show you some getting started pictures of the garden, and then we're going to take a little tour of the garden here in a minute, and we're going to look at that laundry basket full of strawberries. And well, it's been a couple of weeks. Actually did the planting on Memorial Day weekend, but I'm gonna tell you, we got some red strawberries already on there, so we'll show you those in a few minutes. Also, we got the grill project. You know, we set the grill up, set the Blackstone griddle top up, and we've cooked on it a few times and still liking it. It's fastly becoming my favorite place to cook. So I like that, and of course we baked bread, and hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, that bread sure is good. And well, I'm gonna tell you, I baked about 12 loaves that week that I baked those that I filmed that segment. So all of those are gone either to friends or family or to me. Anyway, so it's about time to bake a little more bread, and uh, we may have some more kitchen projects coming up too. I got a few things, and definitely when it gets a little cooler in the fall, we'll be doing some outside cooking. I like to cook in my Dutch oven out on the coals, and we'll be doing some of that. And got a nice fire pit here. We may do a little something special on the fire pit. Matter of fact, building a permanent fire pit is in the plans at some point. Um, and I don't know when all these things are going to happen. There's 100 projects in my head, but that doesn't get close to the thousands of projects Princess Pookie's got. And you know, we can only do one project at a time, and sometimes that takes us a little longer than others. There's some projects that Princess Pookie's had that I ain't got to yet. We've lived here pretty near 20 years. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up my coffee, and then I'm gonna show you a few of the projects and tell you how they're going, and then I'll be back with you, and we'll go over and take a look at the garden. So y'all hang around, see how things are going, and hang around for the tour of the garden. Well, here's the Blackstone griddle top project that we had. You know, we seasoned it up, got it ready to go, and well, it's fastly become my favorite thing to cook on. Here we have some more the boneless, skinless chicken thighs and some more cabbage steaks going, and man, they was good, and that thing really cooks good, and it's really getting seasoned up good now. We've used it a few times, and I really do like it. I recommend the Blackstone griddle top. That 36-inch top will hold a lot of stuff, and it's really doing well. I really do like it. So that's project number one. Well, and here's our paracord project that we had earlier. Uh, this is the mask holder that I made, and it's this one's black and red. I've give 2 or 3 of them away, and people really enjoy them, and it's kind of neat. And the little hook on the end really does make it convenient for hanging on the hook, or you know, keeping it where you can get to it real easy with your mask. Nice little project, and we do have some more paracord projects coming up. I've had some requests to do the cobra weave in detail, and got a couple other things coming up in paracord, so stay tuned for that. Project number 2 was the paracord project. Then we had the lighting project around the eave of the house, and Mr. Magoo helped us out with that one, and we've still got a couple strings to put up. Hadn't decided exactly what we're going to do with that, but Miss Pookie was talking about it just this morning, so I'm sure we'll figure out what we're going to do with that and get those hung up. Again, this accent lighting is really nice around the house, and we've really enjoyed it. And it does give me a little light out on the porch, so I can sit out there in the evenings when it's a little cooler and have me a cold glass of tea or have me a cup of coffee. And we have really enjoyed the lighting project. To go along with the lighting project, Miss Pookie got these accent lights out here for her plants. They're different little animals, but they glow and change colors, and they're also solar, and so I thought I'd include them here in the lighting project update. This one here is a butterfly. Got a couple other animals out here to go with that, but a little close up so you can see what they look like. This one's a little hummingbird. It's green right now, but like I said, they change colors, and they look real nice out there at night, sitting out in their pots and around. And this one here is a dragonfly. And anyway, they all change colors and real nice.
Miss Pookie put these out in her plants and stuff while Mr. Magoo and I was hanging the lights on the house. And so we've really enjoyed it. This is the lighting project update. And, can't wait to get the rest of our lights hung up and see how everything looks at night. This here's the big project, the strawberries in a laundry basket. This is the picture from the strawberries in the laundry basket deal. And I tell you what, it's really turned out good. The strawberries are putting on. You'll see that in the update from the garden. And I tell you, that was a real interesting deal, and it's really worked out well. And we're looking forward to expanding that and keeping that going. Maybe do some herbs or something in there with it. Miss Pookie's got some plants in the top. You'll see them in the update. Really is a nice project, and we're glad we could share that one with you. And it's working out well, and we're hoping to have strawberries pretty quick. Then we baked bread. Boy, let me tell you what, that's good bread. I baked 12 loaves that week and passed them out to family and friends. And of course, we had a few here at the house as well. And that sure is good bread. If you get a chance, get you a cast iron pot, put it in your oven, and make some of that bread. That's good bread. The bread making project was a good deal, and I'll be making some more here shortly. And here's some pictures of the garden. This is right after we planted the garden. Seeds planted in those up there that turned out to be our squash. And here's our tomato plants that we started with. Planted this on April the 11th was the day of the planting. And then this is about mid-May. Some pictures. Shows our squash starting to come up pretty good. And you'll see our tomatoes come up pretty good in the back there. Just got them staked. Just started staking them about mid-May. And you'll see the progress to today. And the today tour of the garden was done on June the 14th. So kind of give you an idea of the progress of how well our garden's done. You'll also see back there in that green bucket was where we first planted our seeds for our tomato tomatoes that I'll be talking about in the tour. And our okra in that other tub just hadn't started coming up good yet. Anyway, now we'll go on to the garden tour. Just wanted to kind of give you a preview of what we had going on.
All right, YouTube, we're around here at the garden now. We're just doing a container garden. One of our projects coming up sometime late summer into the fall is going to be to build a raised bed garden, more permanent structure over here. But we've done a container garden for a couple of years, and well, I'll be honest with you, it hadn't really done great till this year. We've had a little bit of a few vegetables out of what we've grown, but we've not really done bang up like we have this year for some reason. In this first spot here, we've got cucumbers, and as you can see, they're just making a pot full, just a couple of plants here, and I got them climbing up this trellis, try to give them a little space there and let them grow a little bit. And then in the two pots back here behind there, we got squash. And now I'm gonna tell you something. We didn't have much luck with squash. We've got a few squashes off of our plants in the last couple of years, enough to have a few messes, but so I put 3 mounds in each one of these pots, in each one of these tubs, and in each mound I put 2 seeds. And so thinking that if I could get 1 seed from each pot, or maybe 1 seed from 2 pods coming up, maybe we'd do all right with squash and have a few squash. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, all 6 of them came up in one pot and 5 of them came up in the other pot. So as you can see, and I'll show you a close-up here in a minute, we got pots full of squash. And Miss Pookie picked this fine one just tonight. So they're putting on fruit right now. They're putting on some squash, and we're gonna have us, well, we've already had a couple of little messes of squash, and we're gonna continue to have squash from now on, looks like, because they're really putting on good. So I'm gonna move down here a little bit, show you the squash plants a little closer, and then we're gonna look at some tomatoes we got going back here. Okay, sorry it's gonna be a little close. I'm trying to hold this and we'll see how this works. But anyway, you can see the close up on the squash plants here. like I said, we got a big old mess of squash, and there's several little squash in there growing. And over here in this pot too, we got the squash going. And then back here behind that, we got two different varieties of tomatoes going back here. We got, in this pot here, these plants are about 4.5 or so foot tall out of the pot. So, you know, we're looking at some pretty good height already on them. Starting to put on a few green tomatoes. We're waiting on them to get red. It's more of a indeterminate, kind of a big boy variety, I believe was the variety of these particular tomatoes. And then these back here are a pink tomato, and they're more of a bushy type of tomato. But boy, we're really putting the tomatoes on there. I'll bring you in for a little closer look here in just a minute, because you can really see the tomatoes on this plant, on these plants. There's 3 plants per pot. Again, it's hoping for 1 or 2 to survive. All 3 of them are thriving in each one of these pots. And we got a few more tomatoes just over here, and then we'll take a look at that. So let me pick you up here and bring you over here. And as you look here at this plant, you can see we got green tomatoes, green tomatoes, green tomatoes going. And we got them staked out and growing up strong. So we're hoping that they'll really continue to put on. Now, around here, these are late planters. Miss Pookie had some seed for some tomato tomatoes, and we planted them late, but they're already coming on strong. We got about 3 plants in this pot and 3 plants in this pot up here, and we had to separate some because some came up a little later, so we put our later growing ones in another pot to give them a chance to go, and we got them going pretty good. These other 2 pots out here, this red one and this green one, don't have anything poking up in them. They're just extra pots, maybe late season garden stuff. Then in this last pot here, we've got okra, and it's really coming on good. We got about four plants in there, starting to come on good. And yeah, it's going to have to get a lot taller and start putting on some okra, but it's coming along. We can't complain about it. It's moving right on along. And then of course, over here at the end of the garden, we got strawberries in a laundry basket. Yeah, we had it sitting on a tub that was turned upside down, but that tub wasn't holding the weight of the deal very good. So Miss Pookie had this, and what this is just an iron little bench deal that she picked up some time ago, and she had it sitting around. She said, we can set it on that. So we brought it around here and we set it on that. But now we're gonna get in here close. See, Miss Pookie planted a few flowers and some greenery in the top there. But you get down here and look at all that red. Look at all them little red things. Yeah, we're fixing to have strawberries off of this. And like I said, this was just planted Memorial Day. So that's about 3.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks in the system. You know, we talked a little bit about the pipe watering system, and some people told me that it wasn't necessary. It may not be necessary, but it seems to be working. It seems to be working good. It gets water down to the bottom quick, and then fills up to the top. And then I go ahead and water around the top too, to let the water soak down through the whole thing. That gets the plants up here at the top, and it also adds a little more water to it. So this little project right here is coming along really good. No complaints at all, and I'm really looking forward to having some strawberries off this pretty quick, because they're really coming on. So we'll keep you up to date on that and show you that first bowl of strawberries when we get ready to pick some, because they're coming off soon. Not very big yet, but maybe they'll keep going for the year's out. Well, YouTube, sun's going down, porch is getting good and cool. Just about finished with my coffee. Hope you enjoyed today's update. I want to try to do that every once in a while, just kind of come in and update you a little bit on some of the recent stuff we've done, and maybe even some of the longer term stuff we've done. We'll definitely be taking a look at those strawberries again, and the garden as it continues to go. Maybe we'll have a video with the first tomatoes when they come off. So, you know, keep up. I want you to be able to keep up with what's going on and know that just because a project's done doesn't mean that the whole thing's done. I want you to know how things turn out, good and bad. And so, so anyway, just stay tuned. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe. Ring that bell so you get a notification when the Buffalo Pile comes on. I try to post on Mondays and Thursdays, and I've stuck to that schedule so far. And you never know, I might come up with a midweek or maybe even a weekend special just to visit on the porch. I've kind of enjoyed our little visit here and our little tour of the garden, little update. So, you know, this might become a regular deal. We may come out here and visit a little more often. If there's something you'd like to see or something you'd like for me to talk about, you know, everybody's got an opinion, and well, I've got one too. And if you want to hear it, I'll be glad to share it with you. But I'm not going to just sit here and spout out stuff for you. But if you'd like to hear, if you'd like me to talk on something that's going on, I'll give you my opinion. But that's exactly what it is. It's my opinion, and it doesn't mean hell of beans one way or the other. You know, you could take it in a quarter, and well, used to you could take that in a quarter and go get you a cup of coffee. Now it's well now you go to Starbucks, coffee costs you $8 or $9 a glass. It's like, holy cow, people! It's coffee, you know. I got a funny coffee story I'll share with you sometime too, because I'm going to stop in and share some funny stories with you from time to time. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell, share it with your friends. Share it on your YouTube, share it on your Facebook, share it wherever you want to. You know, if more people are interested, we'll try to do some more stuff. Uh, got plenty of projects lined up. Just got to get on them, and that sometimes takes a little motivation. And the more y'all that are watching, be more motivation for me. Anyway, again, I do appreciate you subscribing. I do appreciate you watching. I do appreciate the thumbs up. And I appreciate the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. And like I said, I get my other social media all set up and going. I'll have links to that down below my videos, probably starting in a week or two. But anyway, y'all just keep tuning in and watching me, because you know where I am. I'll be here on the porch. Y'all come see me sometime. Thanks for joining me here on the porch.